Progressive hybrid design. It's a holistic strategy that incorporates elements and processes from diverse fields in a rigorous way to solve very difficult problems. As an example, say we believe we have far too many rear-end collisions. No matter what the problem, it seems we always are resorting to 5 whys or some form of common root cause analysis or fishbone diagrams. And we generally consider those, because they include random brainstorming, to be BS. The purpose of progressive hybrid design is to eliminate the problem, not just improve, and do so with an elegant solution. That is, one that is very simple, very inexpensive, if not free, and does not compromise or trade off on any requirement. We have lots of collaborators that we use, whatever the situation might call for. When we do our causal analysis, you can see we look for anyone from an artist to a lawyer, psychiatrist, mechanical engineer, inventors, and so on, and from all different industries: medical, aerospace, safety, automotive, and semiconductor manufacturing. Now, this is a more sophisticated and powerful technique than what is used on most technical applications, but equally relevant to non-technical challenges like training, managing people, supply chain, project management, productivity improvement. There are just 3 steps to it, but each step goes very deep. First, a science-based causal analysis. Then we identify the contradictions that are holding us back. And lastly, develop those elegant solutions which resolve the contradictions. Again, with the rear-end collisions, we might go back to a physics textbook to try to remember and to guide ourselves on how we work through a problem. If it's that braking distance is long is our problem, we know from formulas that the next level down are these 2 items and those items only. So there's no debate, no opinion, no brainstorming about these things. There are still more causes, though, that are typically not considered, like with cognitive bias. Why are you driving so slow? I should be able to go faster. I'm a great driver. I've never had an accident. Which leads me to my emotion of, I really hate this guy, which motivates me to want to do some kind of obscene gesture and force the guy off the road. But what am I thinking? We look at social norms. Only uncivilized people might make that gesture. And all those summed up drive our behavior, which might be, here we go, this should send a message to that idiot. Identifying contradictions. That's where we want something to have a characteristic for one reason, and we don't want that characteristic for another reason. For example, let's say order fulfillment time is too long. We might say that's because inventory levels are very low. If we switched it or changed it to carrying very high levels of inventory, we'd have very little cash on hand. So we want it to be low and we want it to be high. If we do a trade-off study of this, we can see how the higher the inventory goes, the less cash we have, but the higher it goes, the better order fulfillment rate we have. And instead of doing something like an optimum, which is really just a compromise, we truly want to have both and nothing in between. The elegant solutions that we refer to come from the use of TRIZ, or TRIZ, the theory of inventive problem solving, which essentially has 8 basic strategies, and we use about 50 specific ways to use the strategies. A few interesting concepts. People will not slow down to protect each other, but maybe they will if they think, emphasis on think, there is a pothole in the road. Perhaps it feels like you don't have to wait so long for the elevators and that they're not too slow if you're given the opportunity to press the elevator button before you even get there. I wouldn't mind going to a laundromat, perhaps, to do my laundry, especially if I could do something productive like exercise. And another one from the automotive world, perhaps I would pay more attention to a crosswalk if it appeared three-dimensional and make me a little bit worried about what something might do to my car, or at least have the person stop for a minute to think about what is it they're looking at. Now, there are lots of resources we can provide for building awareness, more YouTube videos coming. You can ask for overview discussion sessions, 2 to 3 hours typically, and we offer training and certification. First of all, for leaders of this activity, practitioners, and finally experts. We believe this is the most powerful method you can find, and I'll be glad to debate that with anyone, but it's not easy and it takes considerable time and practice to learn. So this organization, Progressive Hybrid Design, is a nonprofit. We look to define the strategy, establish standards of practice, certification requirements, set up consultants, companies to provide the training, bring together resources from a wide variety of disciplines and industries, be a clearinghouse for any enhancements to the strategies, maintain papers, case studies, introduce this to high school STEM programs, and finally provide free services to social, humanitarian, and environmental causes, which we have been doing already for years. So we hope you'll get a hold of us. We'd be glad to talk to you more about how you can learn more and how you can become real experts in this methodology.